Hey everyone. Hey Mountaineer Nation. Thank you for stopping in to WVU Mountaineer Layer with Kenny. And tonight I'm going to start off my video with my picks for week 8. So, Virginia versus Georgia Tech. Virginia wins. Troy versus South Alabama. Troy wins. Clemson versus Syracuse. In my opinion, I think Syracuse hasn't showed enough this year. We don't know what they are truly like. So that's why I'm saying Clemson takes care of them this weekend. UT Martin versus Tennessee. Tennessee's going to crush them. I'm sorry, UT Martin, but Tennessee is very good this year. So, Texas versus Oklahoma State. Sorry, Texas. I know y'all played a great game last week, but I'm here to tell you, I believe Oklahoma State is going to beat you. So, be ready because they've got a lot of nice. They got a really good offense. I know their defense isn't that good, but I think the offense at the end of the day wins more because of that defense of Texas. I don't think Texas's defense is going to be up to the standard of Oklahoma State. That's why I'm saying Oklahoma State. Okay. Kansas versus Baylor. In my opinion, Kansas has looked really good. I think Kansas gets Baylor this weekend. Sorry, Baylor. I think you have a hangover from losing to us this weekend. So I think it's going to carry over and you lose twice because of it. Cincy versus SMU. Sorry, SMU. I know y'all are pretty good at times, but Cincy is ranked and y'all aren't. And plus, I think Cincy is just going to have too much talent for y'all, so I look for Cincy to come away with that win. Indiana versus Rutgers. I think Rutgers takes Indy this week. Duke versus Miami. Sorry, Miami. Duke has looked good this weekend. I think Duke is going to beat Miami. WVU versus TTU. I know we're traveling again, but our boys has got confidence back on defense. They looked really good against Baylor. So I look for West Virginia beat Texas Tech University this weekend. Ole Miss versus LSU. Sorry, LSU, but I think Ole Miss is going to light y'all up. I have to go with Ole Miss. UCLA versus Oregon. If this was at UCLA, I would go with UCLA. But this is going to be at Oregon, so I've got to go with Oregon. Wake versus Boston College. Sorry, Boston College, but I think Wake's going to take y'all, so I have to go with Wake on that. BYU versus Liberty. BYU, y'all's defense hasn't looked that good this year, so I have to go with Liberty because Liberty looks pretty good. So I think Hugh Freeze pulls it out this weekend, so I have to go with Liberty. Even though they don't have the depth, I just think Liberty is that powerful. So I could be wrong. BYU could beat them, but I don't see it going into Liberty because it's home field advantage. Purdue versus Wisconsin. Sorry, Wisconsin, y'all haven't looked good all this year. I have to say that I think Purdue is going to take y'all, so I have to go with Purdue. Maryland versus Northwestern. Northwestern, the same thing. Y'all haven't looked good really either. So I have to go with Maryland on this because Maryland has looked really decent. Mississippi State versus Bama. Sorry, Mississippi State. Uh, it's going to be at Alabama's home field, so I have to go with Alabama on this. I know y'all make it a good game, I understand, but I still think at the end of the day, you're playing at your home, Alabama's home field, and I have to go with Alabama on this home field advantage. Minnesota versus Penn State. Minnesota, even though y'all look pretty good this year, I have to say that Penn State's looked a lot better, and I have to go with Penn State on this. South Carolina versus Texas A&M. I predict an upset here. I predict South Carolina goes into Texas A&M and beats them. So that's my prediction on that. UCF versus East Carolina. Sorry, East Carolina. I have to go with UCF with this. Only reason I say this is because UCF is coming into the Big 12. So I have to support the Big 12 newbies coming in. So I have to go with that. Kansas State versus TCU. Kansas State, you're going into a monster of a place. I'm sorry to say, y'all have looked really good this year, and so has, TCU's undefeated. But at the end of the day, I think TCU has too much firepower for y'all, for your defense. So I look for TCU to handle y'all pretty good because of their offense. So I have to go with TCU on this. Oregon State versus Cal. Cal, y'all pulled off some wins that I didn't think y'all were capable of. But I have to say, I have to go against you this week. I think Oregon State has been one of the best teams in the Pac-12 this year. So I look for Oregon State to mop y'all. I'm sorry, I just have to go with Oregon State. Pitt versus Louisville. Louisville, y'all, I like your team and all, but I don't think you have the firepower to handle Pitt. So I think Pitt walks away with it. Okay, Utah State versus Wyoming. Sorry, Utah State. If this was been at your home, I would go with you guys. But Wyoming has looked really good, and so you're going into Wyoming, and Wyoming is a really good team this year, and I have to go with them home field advantage. Oregon State versus Colorado. I'm sorry, I recant. Not Cal, but Colorado. Colorado, sorry, y'all have looked horrible. I know it was a coaching thing, and I know that y'all got rid of your coach, but I don't think that you're going to have the talent to be able to pull a win over on Oregon State. I think Oregon State comes into Denver and just handles y'all. That's just my opinion. San Diego State University versus Nevada. Sorry, Nevada, y'all have looked horrible. I have to go with San Diego State University. I have to go with them. Okay. San Jose State University versus New Mexico State. Sorry, I think San Jose State University handles New Mexico, because New Mexico, be honest with you, y'all haven't been really good for a long time. So I have to go with them. Tulane versus Minnesota. I mean Memphis. Tulane versus Memphis. I'm sorry, Memphis. I do apologize because I like Memphis pretty good, but I don't think that you're going to have anything for Tulane. Tulane has been a beast this year. They have beaten some teams. They've walked away with some wins that I just think they are just too powerful. So I have to go with Tulane on this. And guys, that's my picks for this week on those. And thank you, and you have a good evening. And come back, like, subscribe. If you like the content, subscribe. And if you like the content, please also hit that notification bell, and you won't miss any more of my content. So thank you for tuning in. Love each and every one of you. Let's go, Mountaineer Nation. Let's go, Mountaineers.